So today we are going to be bringing you the overachieving 4-3-3 inspired by Patrick Viera. Now, I had to get a tactic sort of recreated from his game style out because, do you know what? I feel sorry for him. The guy's just been sacked by Crystal Palace. In my opinion, it's an absolute shocking decision. And let me know in the comments what you think of the decision right now. And while you're there, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and do turn on notifications. But let's go ahead and see exactly how good this overachieving tactic is. So, we're going to kick things off then with Barnet. They find themselves in the Vanarama National League. They're actually predicted to finish 15th, and we have come out and definitely we've gone over the expectations because we've not finished in the top 10, not in the top 5, but first place in the division, dominating over 113 points. We scored 109 goals and only conceded 35, so it really is a fantastic season. Not the best display, to be fair, in the FA Cup or the FA Trophy, but I'm really not bothered about it overall because, you know, when you're winning the league by this many points, that's the main focus. And let's be real, we weren't even predicted to come inside of the top 10, so it really does show how good this is at overachieving with some really small teams. And in terms of the data hub, we will have a quick look. It's going to be 2.37 goals per game and conceded at only 0.76. So this tells me, as I'm going to say, this is not going to be one of them tactics that scores 4 or 5 goals a game. But what this tactic is designed for is to grind out results and get results with smaller and sort of underdog teams. I am going to include one better team just to show you exactly what this tactic can do with better players, better quality sides, because it's absolutely insane. But overall, this is a rough indicator of what you can expect if you are playing with a team that are predicted to finish obviously a lot lower in the table. And in terms of the squad, we're not going to talk through every single one, but you can see here we've got 37 goals, 20, 13, 10, 8, 7, 7, 5, 5. So we've got a lot of different people scoring the goals, which is one of the main focuses which I do like to see. I never like it when one player's the only man getting the goals. I know our striker's going to be getting majority of them, but we have got another 20, a 13, a 10. So we are seeing a lot of different players getting involved. And it's the exact same story for the assisters as well. We've got 22, 21, 9, 9, 8, 7. So we are seeing a nice mixture of goal scorers and people getting the assists, which is exactly what you want to see, especially in an overachieving tactic where it can be tricky to get goals sometimes. And we are now going to go over to Crystal Palace, and obviously the main aim of this one was to try and finish as high up the table as what we possibly could. And that is exactly what we done. We actually managed to finish in 4th place, which I think is a really good season with Crystal Palace. Obviously, I honestly think with Viera, they could have got somewhere in the future, but obviously, it's not going to happen now. I wonder who's going to take over that job. That is a very good question. But overall, still a very good season. We were 1 point off beating Manchester City and getting into that 3rd position. Not that it really would have made any difference because we wouldn't have won the league anyway. But still some good stats coming in. We ranked 2nd best despite coming 4th in goals scored and goals conceded. And in terms of the data hub, we are going to have a little look. We're going to be seeing 2.21 goals per game, conceded at only 0.89. So we're scoring double to what we're conceding, which is exactly what you want to be seeing in any FM tactic. And also the pass completion actually looking quite neat in this one as well. Going over to the squad, looking at the goals, we're going to have Edouard coming in with 28. We've then got 20, 18, 15, 10, 4, 4, 4, and then obviously a bit of a drop off. In terms of the assisters, we're going to have 23, 15, 9, 9, 6, 5, 4. So what we're seeing here is a very familiar pattern. Before, obviously, with Barnet, what I will say is, obviously, some of the goals were higher in that side because, in my opinion, it's an easier division. Although you are playing, as a worse team, Crystal Palace, where are they predicted to finish? 14th. So when with similar prediction, but obviously the Premier League is the hardest league in the world. So when you're predicted to finish 14th, finishing 4th is a massive overachievement. And in my opinion, we still scored quite a decent amount of goals. What was it? Ranked 2? There you go. 2nd best for goals scored, sorry. So, I mean, when you're outscoring the likes of Liverpool, well, who actually got that? Can we see? We can't see. I imagine it was Liverpool. When you're outscoring Manchester United, Manchester City, Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea, with a Crystal Palace team, that is definitely some good signs. And we're now going to bring you the last test, the more dominant team of the 3. Obviously, they're not a complete powerhouse, but you'd question it after you see what we've won. We've won the Europa League, the Premier League, the FA Cup, and also the Carabao Cup. That is right. That's a quadruple winning season with Arsenal. We scored 111 goals and only conceded 24. Absolutely dominated the Premier League. Obviously, Liverpool coming in 2nd place with 82 points. In terms of the data hub, it's going to look really generous. We're looking at getting on for 3 goals a game, conceded at 0.63. This is a little indicator of what you can expect to do and replicate with a team like Arsenal. So anyone that's playing as them or a similar standard side, this is what you can expect. It is utter dominance. In terms of the squad, we are going to have a little look. So we're actually going to go by the goals. We've got 53 here. We've got 33, 22, 22, 16, 15, 12, 9. So again, this is going to say it's a very familiar story. Obviously, loads of players getting involved again. But the better your players, the more goals you're going to score. And obviously, the better the team you are, the more goals you're going to score as well. And I feel like that's common sense. But this is a very good sort of display because it shows you that the same thing happens with whatever team you use. Obviously, the better team you've got, the better stats they're going to be. And in terms of the assisters, again, we're seeing incredible scenes. 33, 23, 19, 19, 15, 13, 10, 9, 6. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. And the reason why I've not read out this one, by the way, obviously Pepe is out on loan, which I believe is at, is he at Nice? I believe it's at Nice. And he had a really, really good season. 37 goals and 27 assists. What have they been feeding that guy? Because he's absolutely on fire. But overall, a very, very good season. And overall, you know, 3 teams tested with very different skill levels. Obviously, Arsenal are probably here, and then the other 2 are probably similar in terms of, you know, how tough it is for them to perform. I'm really happy with the results. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to go ahead and watch some of the highlights from this Europa League final and see exactly how the goals went in. So we're going to kick things off then. We actually did go a goal down quite early on inside of what is going to be 3 minutes from a set piece. But do you know what? The one thing we don't do is give up, as Jorginho does his traditional Panenka down the middle to make it 1-1 and tie it all up very early on. We go again here with Gabriel into Thomas Partey, a ball over the top into Martinelli, seeking the area out wide. Is he going to come back inside? Of course he is. He's got to go alone, actually. It's a bit of dodgy goalkeeping from Mere, I'm going to be real. It was sort of hit directly at him, but we're going to take it. Napoli do bounce back here, though, I believe. No, they don't. It's actually a poor pass, as Martinelli is very alert to get to the ball. Jesus, although he's injured, great link-up play with Martinelli. Back across into Gabriel Jesus. He could have hit it near post for the easy goal. He goes the hard way and tucks it in the top right. Napoli, again, obviously on the prowl here. Great play, to be fair. Victor Osimhen into Politano. And it's a great finish. I don't know what the keeper was just doing there, though. He sort of was waving his hands about, but it doesn't matter. At least we won the game. That is a bit of interesting goalkeeping, though. A great bit of pressing there from Kieran Tierney into Eddie Nketiah, obviously coming on for the injured Jesus. And it's a great finish into the bottom right corner. At this stage, it was 4-2. But there is one more goal to show you, and it is going to be from the set piece, as Odegaard puts an absolute wonder ball in to Salabia to seal the game off. And we are now going to break down the tactic, but I want to quickly say, if you are enjoying today's video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, and also do come over to the Twitch. It's going to be on the screen right now, and trust me, you don't want to miss the streams. We're live basically every single evening, and the vibes are immaculate. So do come over and get involved. So, this is going to be Viera's Palace. Now, again, as always, we're going to have 3 variants of this tactic. If you're a Patreon member or a Twitch subscriber, you can download all 3. If you're not, you can still get the tactics. I'm never going to make them completely exclusive to people, but you are going to have to copy the attacking and defensive variant. The one you can download is the one you're going to be seeing, which is the one that does all the testing with, which you can find over on FM Scout as well. But let's go over then and break this down. So, Viera's Palace, the default version, the balanced one, we're going to be setting that on positive mentality. In possession, you want fairly wide, passed into space, slightly shorter, slightly higher tempo, mixed crosses, and also run at defence. In transition, you want counter press, counter, nothing selected here on the goalkeeper in possession, and distribute to the flanks, with also take short goal kicks. Out of possession, you want a higher defensive line and a high press line of engagement, and the trigger press is going to be set to slightly more often. Now, going over to the player roles, we're very used to obviously seeing the press and forward in this system, which obviously we've got. We are going to treat ourselves today. We're going to break it down from striker to goalkeeper. Let's not. Why not? Why not? Let's change it. So, press and forward on attack, shoot more often, move into channels, close down more, and also tackle harder. On the left-hand side, we've got an inside forward on attack, on stay wider, dribble more, cut inside, take more risks, cross less often, and also get further forwards. And on the right-hand side, an inverted winger on attack, on stay wider, dribble more, cut inside, get further forwards. And that is going to be the front three broken down, a lethal front three partnership. And then we have a Metzaler on attack, the most attacking midfielder of the 3. And he's on dribble more, take more risks, get further forwards, stay wider, move into channels, and also roam from position. We then go to the slightly more deeper midfielder to partner in more of a central area, a box-to-box on get further forwards, and also roam from position. That is a supportive box-to-box, by the way. And then to finish it off, the real heart of the team, the anchor almost, the ball-winning midfielder on defend, on shoot less often, dribble less, take fewer risks, hold position, and also tackle harder. Going over to the back line, we've got a fullback on support on the left, on dribble less, and shoot less often. And on the right hand side, it's exactly the same. So I'm only going to read out one of them. Nice and easy for you guys there. In terms of the ball playing defenders, again, we've got two exactly the same. Nothing too, real special. We've got ball playing defenders on defend on the default instructions, take more risks, and also hold position. We then go over to the sweeper keeper on support, and again, default instruction, take more risks. Nothing really needed in detail for them positions. So that's going to be obviously the original variant. As always, we like to include an attacking variant and a defensive variant, because I know it helps you guys out a lot. I want to make it very clear as well. Be sure to obviously click the little plus here and load the tactic. It saves a lot of time. Obviously, if you can download all three, it's going to help you guys out a lot. And obviously in the games, you can simply click here, and it will change everything. So it's a lot better than obviously making the tweaks in game every single time manually. Going over to what is going to be the attacking variant, we can notice some changes right off the bat. As you can see, obviously this is going to be the default one, and this is also going to be the attacking one. The main changes are going to be, so the front three does stay the same, the midfield roles stay the same, apart from you are going to see this box to box, is going to be told to obviously get further forwards, and then the deep line playmaker is actually switched obviously from a ball winning midfielder to a deep line playmaker on support, shoot less often, take more risks, and hold position. And the reason why I really like doing this is because the deep line playmaker makes them progressive passes, is a little bit more direct, and honestly it helps out a ton. It really does. He finds the run of these players a lot more. Obviously it is a slightly more risky game style, but this is, if you want to play attacking football, you have to be prepared to take the risks as well. Going in terms of the mentality, we've actually changed it to attacking. In possession, we've simply got both of these on now. We've got be more expressive, run at defense, and also shoot on sight. In transition, we've got distribute quickly on. We've kept everything else the way that it is, still distribute to the flanks. In terms of the out of possession, nothing different at all. I was going to commit to a much higher defensive line, but we conceded way too many goals. So we're going to maintain that same line. So that is going to be the attacking variant done. Obviously, there's quite a few tweaks compared to the balance one. And we're now going to go ahead and compare the balance one to the defensive one. This is the one you use when you go possibly against a really big team, or if you're a goal up, you want to defend a game out, or whenever you really wish to use it. So here we go. This is going to be the defensive version. I'll let you guys have a few looks again. Here we go. So as you can see, not too many changes in terms of the actual player roles. One of the main things is going to be the Metzala drops down to a support role. We also reintroduced the ball winner midfielder, and the box to box is simply told not to get further forwards now. Stay disciplined, stay where you are, and do your job. Simple as that, really. And then obviously we have kept it on positive, because it is quite, we've got quite a few attacking roles. We've got, attacking wingers. Obviously the strikers are going to be on attack, and also it's quite a progressive midfield as well. So balance was just a little bit too stagnant. If you really are trying to park the bus, you could even go cautious, but for me, this sealed out games really well. In terms of possession, you want fairly wide pass into space, slightly shorter, slightly higher, time wasting on frequently. We love to time waste and play for set pieces, because again, that's more to time waste. Obviously, when there's a free kick and you got time wasted on, they take half an hour to get to the ball, so it's really worth having that on. In transition, you want counter press, counter, slow the pace down, obviously, and also we've gone to distribute to the centre backs and the full backs with take short goal kicks, because this way you're not going to take any risks. Obviously, distributing to the flanks is very useful, but sometimes you lose to flick-ons, etc, etc, whereas playing it to the back should be fairly risk-free. Out of possession, we've dropped the line to standard and kept it as it is, and nothing else has changed. So that is going to be all three variants of this tactic broken down. Again, feel free to use all of them. In my opinion, have all three loaded. It makes it a lot easier. But that is going to be Viera's tactic broken down. I hope you guys have enjoyed as always. If you have, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and I will see you in the next one.